How you doing, Coach? It kind of made the rounds after game one that, you might have said, can't play Cantor. And then tonight he only played like 7 minutes. Is there some kind of game plan part of that where he's not playing as many or seeing as many minutes as normal?
Maybe at the start of the fourth I could have gone with him there a little bit earlier. I think based on some matchups and different guys we have on the floor, he probably should have played a few more minutes tonight, in my opinion. Probably should have gotten in there. But whatever he ended up with for the game, I don't know how many more minutes more it would have been of that. But, I've said before, Ennis is a really efficient and productive low post player. I thought for the time that he was in there, we got him the ball in good areas of the floor. But like I said, he could have played a little bit more minutes there in the start of the fourth.
Billy, when Steven picks up that fifth foul, I think you went to Domas to go in for him. And I'm just wondering, Taj only played 18 minutes tonight. In those scenarios, do you consider playing him? And the ones where you don't, why Domas or Jeremy?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the film. I'm not quite sure. Obviously we're subbing quite a bit based on their matchups and things like that. I think when Steven picked up the foul, Taj maybe had just come off the floor, so wanted to give Domas a shot at it just in terms of some spacing. Utilizing his skill on both ends of the floor, someone that could stretch the floor a little bit. You're talking about at the end of the third, is that what it was, or what was that when it was? I'm not quite sure when it was.
The kind of adjustments you made on offense, you posted Taj more early, you got Dre on some more cuts around the rim. Why were those things kind of available to you and free early and maybe less so in the second half?
We did a better job offensively. I think that we need to do a better job for the full 48 minutes. It's been two halves for us now. In game one, we scored 50-plus points. This half, we scored 60 points. I think last game in the second half, we scored 33 points. I think in this half, we scored 40-something points. We got to be able to sustain that level. The one thing that was great, I thought, in the first half is we had really good ball movement. We attacked the paint. We were shooting a high percentage. I think the things that we tried to correct on both ends of the floor, I thought for the most part in that first half we did a good job and didn't have enough consistency doing those things in the third and the fourth.
You played this game a lot more to your style, plus 11 on the glass, a second chance points. How do you recover from that, doing all those things right and still not winning the game?
Yeah, again, I think for us, and I said this, I think you take the 4 games that we played each other in the regular season and throw them out the window. One is their team was different, and our team was different with the trade, guys being out. Last time we played him, Ryan Anderson didn't play. We went in there to the game, I think in game one, trying to do a good job in transition, trying to defend the paint, trying to defend the three-point line. And obviously we got really, really hurt in the paint. And I think we came back and we got better on the defensive glass. We got better protecting, the deep paint to a large extent. I thought we still did a pretty good job defending the three in terms of limiting their number of threes, and also I thought doing a pretty good job defending it. And it's been 2 games now. We've just got to have that sustained consistency against this quality of team for longer stretches. And I think we've done that, and we've gotten better, and we've made some improvements. And I thought the things that we needed to correct after having 2 days, we did do a much better job there.
Billy, overall, what did you think of Russ's performance tonight?
Well, he's really, really competitive, obviously. You have to ask him. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. When Steven picked up his, I don't know, was his 4th maybe at the end of the third, I really tried to go small because Harden was still on the floor, and I was going to take Russ out to give him a rest. And we tried to go with a lineup that we could switch everything and just be a little bit more athletic, a little smaller, and just try to do as good of a job there as we could to kind of get through the quarter. And I didn't think we closed that quarter particularly well. I came back with Russell pretty soon. So, again, he's not a kind of guy that's going to make any excuses. I think from my perspective, I've got to look at the fact that he did play that whole fourth quarter, and was he tired coming down the stretch to a certain extent? And I don't want to talk for him because I didn't ask him that, but that's certainly something that's crossed my mind.
That's what I was wondering as well, because, he had 51 points, 13 assists and rebounds, but 4 of 18 in the fourth, and looked like a lot of the shots were maybe a little shorter than normal. Did you think?
Yeah,
that
I
maybe
mean
he lost his legs a little?
yeah, I mean, I've got to. I think as a coach, I have to look at that from myself. You know, I do think because, and I said his minutes will go up in the playoffs. I think because of our foul trouble, because of the lineups and matchups and them being hard to guard, and I think the way we kind of closed that third quarter. But the one thing that was encouraging was we closed the third quarter, and Victor made a big three, kind of gave us, you know, at least we were okay going into the fourth. I think we were up 3 at that point in time. And then we went on a really good run. I think McDermott came in, knocked down a 3. I think we got the lead right back up to 8 again. And again, playing Houston is good. Both the teams are going to go on runs, so it's not like you're going to just keep sailing. You know they're going to make a run. And we kind of, that group there to close the third did a pretty good job of you know, holding it off a little bit before the quarter ended. And then I thought we got off to a great start to fourth. And, you know, again, I think offensively in that fourth quarter, you know, we've got to continually play at a really, really, really high level because they're just being honest, like sometimes scoring comes easier for them than it does us, you know, and I thought our guys gave great effort. I thought we made really good corrections. And again, you know, I want to go back and look at the tape. Russell's a great competitor. I don't think he'd ever say that he was tired coming down the stretch, but it's something I think as a coach I probably have to take a look at, to be honest with you.
Coach, what comes to mind when you look at Russ's line for the night?
I never really look at it that way, to be honest with you. I know people get caught up in the stats, and obviously it's been historic what he's done. You know, I always try to look at the fact of trying to, as best I can as a coach, helping him be an efficient player. And I really thought he played, you know, through the first 3.5 quarters, like at an incredible level. And, you know, certainly closing the game out there, you know, he didn't shoot the ball particularly well in the fourth. And again, like I said, you know, playing him 12 minutes, I may have to talk to him a little bit about that. But on the road, down 1-0, you try to stop maybe a little bit of the momentum. He did for us. You know, we got up by 8 or 9. I don't know exactly what it was. But I always look at, you know, just in terms of how he's impacting the game and how he's impacting our team. And he's always going to get numbers because of the ability that he has to put his fingerprints all over a game.
You mentioned that it's not always easy for you guys to score. When it's not him, is there another guy that you could depend on?
Yeah, you know, we've got to do it through ball movement and player movement, extra passing. I was really, really encouraged in that first half. We had 16 assists. You know, we had Andre Roberson on some back cuts. We got post-ups for Taj. Ennis got some touches there to start the second quarter. We got Doug McDermott some threes. He knocked down a couple threes. He knocked one down to start the fourth quarter. You know, we've got to do it through extra passing and ball movement and those kind of things. I mean, it's not like we're going to have a lot of guys out there that are going to be throw the ball to them and they can generate offense. Now, with that being said, Russell does generate a lot of offense for us. But I think Victor can do some of that from the perimeter. I think Ennis Cantor can do that from the low post. I think Taj can do that from the low post. I think we may not do it the way Houston does it, you know, with all their perimeter players being able to drive it and put it down and create on pick and roll. But I think there's other ways we can generate some momentum towards the basket besides Russell with our team.
When Houston went on that 10-0 run there late in the fourth quarter to break the tie, what went wrong for your team in that stretch, you think?
Well, I thought the one thing that's momentum started to change. We had that foul on Harden where he got 3 free throws. You know, that was tough. And you know, we probably didn't have a few possessions coming down, you know, at that point that were great quality possessions. They could have been a little bit better. And you know, I thought they got us on a couple. Harden drove and they threw it, and they got a couple extra pass threes on us. You know, we defended the three pretty well, but I thought a couple times late ball got to the teeth of our defense. I thought we did a really good job on James at the rim. You know, we were able to challenge and block some shots, and I thought a couple times late he did a great job of not taking those shots when there was rim protection there and kind of skipping the ball to try to create a shot for somebody else.
Eric Horney, Oklahoman. Billy, when the Rockets go on that run after Russell comes out at the end of the third quarter, I think it was maybe like a 7-0 run, you pop up off the bench, call a timeout, and Russell gets up too. Did he want to go back in at that juncture? And pardon me if you've been asked this already.
Yeah, I don't know if I can't recall if he wanted to go. But listen, he always wants to play. I mean, there's no question about that. But no, I jumped up off the bench just because I felt like in that third quarter, one, we were in some foul trouble. We had some matchup problems, and we did not necessarily have a lot of offensive players. We had a lot of defensive players on the court because I thought it was important because Harden was going to stay out there for the full first quarter, that we needed to be in position to really be able to switch and do some different things defensively against them to close the quarter out. And I just thought that we did not. We had a couple of miscommunications. We gave Harden a 3. And I thought we had a couple of possessions there where we just didn't have enough ball movement. You know, I think Victor kind of came off one time and he had a pull-up jump shot. Then Jeremy tried to drive to the basket on one pass, and we didn't have it. And then Victor kind of settled us making that 3. It would have been great. I think we were up by 6 to close the third quarter, and Harden made that 3 and cut it to 3. You know, but I think Russell was saying, okay, listen, if you need me to close the quarter, I can. But he needed to, I think, rest there, and I got him to start because I could tell they were starting to gain momentum. I thought it was important that we start the fourth effectively, and I thought we did. You know, we got up by 8, and again, I think coming down the stretch, you know, as a coach, I got to look at, you know, Russell playing 12 minutes, and you know, was that maybe too many minutes for him? You know, I know he would have never admit to that because he wants to be out there the whole time, but I think as a coach, I have to look at that.
Billy, what inspired going 12 guys deep tonight, and also the switch from Norris inactive and activating Singler and playing Singler from game 1?
Well, foul trouble for one. You know, Stevens fouls. Their team being able to sometimes go small with Ariza, to be able to play different lineups, to be able to go with those 3 guards. I think the versatility of Kyle being able to play the 3 and the 4, Andre playing the 3 and the floor. We used Jeremy at the 5 and the 4 tonight. So, you know, some of it was just kind of a rotating guys in there. Like I said earlier, I probably would have liked to have played maybe Ennis a little bit more than I played him tonight. But I was happy that we could use our bench. You know, they're going to go with 8 guys. I mean, that's all they're playing. And I'm not to say that Montrezl Harrell or Troy Williams wouldn't get in there if they needed him to, but you know, you pretty much know their combination of players. And I think for us, you know, we can utilize maybe some more numbers there in some different ways. So I thought we got some good minutes from some different guys. You know, Samaj didn't play a lot. Ennis didn't play a lot. So, you know, Alex played a little bit. So did Domas. So it looks like maybe we played a lot of guys, but some of those guys, Domas picked up a couple fouls early. I subbed Alex with Doug. I thought Doug played pretty well, made some shots, and thought it would kind of go back to him to start, I think, or, you know, in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth.
Anyone else? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.